Hi there, I'm Nancy Nash with Starfish Strength, and today I want to share a recipe with you for a healthier version of apple crisp. So we're going to start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, I want to thoroughly wash and dry my apples and make sure you remove all of the stickers. I'm going to use a paring knife to cut each of my apples in quarters and then just remove the core. So this is the way that I learned to remove the core. If you have an apple core and you want to do this differently, feel free. And then I'm going to slice each of my cored quarters in about 3 to 4 slices. So you could slice these a little bit thinner if you want. And you can see I'm also not removing the peels. I do not mind apple peels in my apple crisp, but I know some people are really particular about texture. And growing up, we always took the peels off apples. So I pass no judgment. Make this in the way that's going to be most delicious for you and your family. So once you feel satisfied that all of your apples are cut to, approximately an even size, I'm going to place them all in a large bowl. And to my apples, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my Truvia brown sugar blend. I'm using Cosmic Crisp apples for this, which I really do like. I eat them. I buy them pretty frequently, but they are not going to come out like super soft apple pie apples. So if that's what you're seeking, then I would recommend using either Granny Smith apples or what I grew up eating in the northeastern United States, Mcintosh apples. And if you do use either of those varieties, they're just a little more tart. So I'm actually going to advise you to add 2 more tablespoons of the Truvia brown sugar blend. I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 teaspoon ground ginger, 1 teaspoon ground nutmeg, and 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. And I'm going to use a spatula to stir this as thoroughly as I can, just until all of the cornstarch has disappeared. Now, if you're a cook like me that, doesn't mind getting their hands messy, you could actually do this with your hands. If you're cooking with kids, I think that's a lot more fun to do it that way. It's all going to get baked in the oven anyway. So once your filling is thoroughly combined, we're going to ladle it into either one large 13 by 9 baking dish, or you can do what I'm going to do today and put it in 2 8 by 8 or 9 by 9 baking dishes. And then you could have one for now and then share one with friends later on. So once you've got your apples evenly added into your dishes, go ahead and set them to the side and we're going to make our topping. So for our topping, I'm going to use 1 cup of quick oats for this, but I have used rolled oats and those work just fine. So use what you have on hand. Next, we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of oat flour. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of my Truvia brown sugar blend. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then I just want to whisk my ingredients together. So you could do that with a whisk or a pastry masher or a fork, whatever's handy for you. And once you feel that everything is evenly dispersed, we're going to add in our fat. So I'm going to add my 3 tablespoons of butter. And ideally, I'd let your butter sit out for about an hour. It just mixes in a little bit better. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of a neutral flavored olive oil. So I really like the California Olive Ranch olive oil for baking because it really does seem to be pretty neutral in flavor and works great for something like this. And then I'm going to use a pastry masher to just mix the fat in so that we start to get those little crumbles. And again, if you don't mind getting your hands messy, you could just dive in and mix this together with your hands. So once you see that it's really coming into those even little crumbles, we're ready to top our dessert. So using your hands or a spoon, let yourself just kind of evenly divide out that topping among your crisp. Just trying to make sure, that every piece is going to get an even amount. And once you finish topping your crisp, we're going to bake them in the oven. And I would check them at 30 minutes, but in truth, mine took about double that. They took about an hour. Cooking with a softer fruit that's going to break down a lot quicker. Apples just take a little bit longer to break down. So I would just make sure, you start checking them at 30 minutes. If your oven runs a little bit hotter than mine does, it's going to be a little bit different. Even the moisture in your climate that you live in can really affect baking. But you will know that your dessert is done when you see that they're softer. You can stick a fork in them and it comes out cleanly. You might even see, if you're using a Granny Smith or a Mcintosh apple, that almost starts to become a little applesaucey. And then you're gonna have that nice golden crust on top that should be browned in certain spots. So let's go ahead and give this a taste. I love the combination of, those baking spices, nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon. I feel like, this is just the right balance of them. Again, I really like the texture of the skins, to be honest with you. Apple crisp was a recipe that really makes me think of my family. One of my parents made sure that we made apple crisp every fall. Like, we would go apple picking. New England is a great place for growing apples. I really do like just a little bit of snap in these, but this will be, more applesaucy with a pie apple. Either way with the apples, because the topping is really where it's at with the apple crisp. Like, if you get that right, it really just elevates the whole thing. If you give this a try, I'd love to hear what you think. I really think this is like a really good healthy compromise between the way less healthy apple crisp that I grew up with and just not having it, which, come on, let's be honest, that's not an option. Thanks so much for making time to bake with me today. I hope you feel set up with a new healthy dessert recipe to share with your family and friends at your next gathering. If you're looking for more healthy recipes, workouts, exercise tips, and other healthy living inspiration, please check out the rest of my YouTube channel. And if you're looking for some one-on-one support putting together your exercise program or nutrition plan, please reach out to me in the link in the description. And in the meantime, I look forward to continuing this journey with you, and I'll see you in the next video. We've got some baked apple. What do you think? Do you like it? I don't typically like apple. Oh, we're throwing it back. No, rejecting it? Are you spitting it out? I can't tell. Okay, you reluctantly ate that. No, and dropped a piece on the floor. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you stealing that, Luna? Do you want your own piece? Come here. I think you just are going for it because it's competition. You like the competition element? You want to try it? Oh, maybe. She ate it with so much vigor and then completely spit it out. All right, that's okay. All the apples are for me. That's fine. Okay, we're done. We're done. Good job, guys.